Okay ha, one Ghana TV. Ebusian for yengina yenim former Blackstar player ni Odartey Lamptey wone na yere ensensem ya eba ye a na chese kopiem se oba wone na tena ne nkura miensa wone na wo no oye DNA test nkura no enye ne ma ebusian for asem we de yengina yenim se be trendy pa ma chese be bia be fa bia na obia eka ho asem eba ne sa na oba ne nya ne chefa kakra sika kakra dan kakra nenso eye former Blackstar player ne dan bia ne wo East Legon team se still na oba na ni wom enti eno nso so wasade ne court said dan no yemfa ma no abusuan 9 years nie ene court ebu asem no e de ama former Blackstar player ni Odartey Lamptey said dan no onfa na de yemfa mo ba no na bi mukura ka se enya East Legon hoi de enya asam geto de wo ho de ono to so wonye mu eso se meje ene nyame adom eye former Blackstar player nensa akana de na abusuafo wakasa after court ebu ane bem no wakasa yebekọ akotie no na ye nyina nim sa asem ne bae na trend ye obi ehu ye kwan ofa so a ohun se nkura ne nye ne ma okoye DNA test no yebesa akohwe se in case wan hwe bia na se achenti aya fa wani so a ba yenko ne yenko tie na after court no emra ye ba yebekọ akohwe no
ni good morning.
Good morning, Oda.
Woko de
I'm Bernard to be able for.
Eda Yesu ase. Yenya ne tie se eventually court ama oni wo ex-wife case no ma ruling no so jo dan bi e wo East Legon ne nasefo me de na metia na me boti ba minim dia court kan ekosi sei
Ghana boy ne de embre manage me no I'm say Ghana e ka be 2 hours Ghana be start match na na me akọ from lawyer say I'm say my ruling no 2nd of March say a man 1 month and also hand over keys and some nothing I can break into the house and na any just on code mama to be honest after maybe 9 years of battle in court finally no saka if you know tell clear na me organize my boys na omo komianka sadie and so me nti me say this week na me say to me the nature so me say me free on am ho no na bibia wo wan data to so fani the abandon nyame na me dana say na saka chi
na on the day of ruling utimi court obi
because no court obi court in the since case started there for almost 9 years me say that and the name obi ni ma ruling no ne chen say dan be so a e be ma no go ahead between Sina can a full in them and say now the Sina Sabe come and sound to say Tuesday no Aviano Minya call free my lawyers and say Momuka says now no finally I can go and take over the house fully.
Namukwa works wife for baby and an lawyers in Kwaneba.
Oh, yeah, na baby ana but sometimes yeah over.
Ohun otumi hwe wanim.
Oh, dan you move on.
Na boys no kwahwe fie no na mama report, mama progress report said the fie no ni ya bia CTSC.
Yeah, but na make no almost feel say finish media na minim ni ame wo ansa me fru ntino on be pese me ba ho net say ma be share whatever it is there me here na say the anywhere I was say me report no so na ma ye ntino me nya videos be bre and pictures almost na say na ma maybe ensumbo but na me kana me ko finally no they also me na my
but information unya from video ni de ebi o ha obonjo ho hello ni
bebre and bebre
bibie free o
oh na me kana sena me si free o 9 years ago no de enye na net but na me kana madam for ba ko bi na ka say nsuo no na ye fiegu ni na num but ina ne de da sisio and me amekwa akwohwe na ma hwe but na me kana finally am say na me kana Dinche echo up and down and me bray so many years I'm bobo na Japade ma yesu na finally me sakano no na me de radiase me lawyers so much me for so many years ya battles about and if you na ba be dimension no me da se me do mo ase am se kakra wo ye nwi ta no de ye lawyers na te man no ebe je o mo di no
Nina manfo susu se kwan odo fast no nka wudi unkunim wi a ese wo nso usiu no for infidelity
na mega de aka no lawyers no omumra me nso mra ne de me shede ni mu papa akofize na nsen a me nya sa case na me hu mra no mu di intino de aka no de what me ye and I say whatever it is no a lawyer is not advice, and I thank God I'm one of the best lawyers in the country. One of the best lawyers in the country. To me, you sure say no Bianca. Minyama be brave, and you know, Madam Washington. You sure say I can be okay, can no more advice in the right way. And as I say, to me, I say, and also now, you come more.
Chobo se ombedi se edman ombesi unama
na me gazo wede em say lawyer dan lawyer means the mind enje no more montin me sure say na case in there is all over and me sure say bibi e betim bia no me sure say you get to know for sure
you we dey Martin kwa ana Peace FM dase
no musmo da man pa ni mo support
you.
Okay, abusiafo eti former Blackstar player ni Odartey Lamptey ena ye ko ekotie no na abusiafo woni ne ex-wife nsense mi baaye ne se de wasa enya oba foforo ne na wo abusiafo fefe na etwagu screen ni so no efe kama na no ena chese ye ka cham se ye nyina ye nim se asem ne baaye ne DNA sem ne baaye na ne nkora ne nye ne ma ne trende ye obi ehu bi na nso no was well who be an answer or if in yanko, near Sanko Tien Semo, quite or so fast so, and son who sent crying and a mat brow braye, yanko na yanko tea emra.
How did you find out when, was it 2 or 3 years ago? 4 years ago, it became public knowledge. It was all over the place that the children you thought were your biological children were actually not your children.
Well, it's difficult, though, to be honest with you. As you said, for 21 good years, I know that's my children, but certain things were happening to the marriage, but it was this big brother that I started to hear so many things, you know. A lot of people were calling me. I've heard a lot, your kids' name have been mentioned, so I quite listen, I follow, and then, yes, I heard so many, I heard their names. So what I did was I pay a journalist to make sure recorded all the video, the program for me. And you see, there are some parts that we don't say it live.
Yes.
So I got to know all those things, and then, well, I decided to confront, and then, well, it became an issue. Apart from that, I made a lot of investigation, recording people. So I was more than a nurse, recording friends, and then, well, and through the recording, and one of them mentioned that this is what I should do. I should try and do DNA because they believe the kids are not mine. So I was shocked. I said, what?
And the kids were how old?
Oh, 2019 and like 8. So I couldn't believe what the person said, so I decided to do it.
Did you talk to your wife then?
No, because the case was in court by then. But the people, I mean, they were thinking I don't deserve what you were going through. So I spoke to my lawyer. To be honest, I did not know anything about DNA. I spoke to my lawyer, and then he showed me where they do the DNA. I went there. I paid $2,000 for the 4 of us. And then, well, I went to their schools. They were in school by that time. So I went with a private doctor. And then he said, I spoke to them like I was coming to pay their fees or give them money also, and I told them, oh, I had an infection in my throat, but the doctor said if they don't cure this now, it will worry them when they grow up. So, well, they took the saliva and everything. So I went to all their schools. So they gave us two weeks to come for the results. It took 1 month because the doctor was saying that because the case is in court, they have to make sure even when the court also done it, there won't be any mistake. Well, I think when the doctor called me. And
were you nervous?
Yeah, to be honest with you, because it was something that we wanted to use. Because at the beginning, I wanted to settle this and move on. I decided to give her whatever she got now, and she refused. And then she listed all my property that she wanted 50% of it, and about 5 billion, alimony also. So we thought even having one that is not mine, we could have used that against her. But
so the doctor called you after a month? Yeah.
So when I went, and then he asked me, how long have you been with your wife? By then I said, oh, is it 21 good years? And he went straight. He said, the kids are not yours. I was shaking. Immediately, I did not know what to do. I sat for about 2 minutes. Then I called my lawyer. I said, you can't believe this. And this is what has happened. He said I should meet. I said, I can't drive. So he met me halfway. And then I showed him whatever it is. But as I said, the case was in court. So, well, we wrote to court that, listen, we think these kids are not mine. But the court should allow us to do DNA in court. And that's where all this thing started. That yes, I knew that the kids were not mine, but I was impotent. I couldn't.
How did you feel?
It was a disgrace, to be honest with you. I was sad. I was hurt. My name was all over the place. And then let me use this small opportunity to just thank Roweda Yakubu.
The woman you are with now,
yes.
And she's giving you you've had 2 wonderful children with her.
Yes, I mean herself, her mother, her father, and her sisters, and her family for believing in me. I was surprised when she said, it was I think after 6 months, then she told me that she was pregnant, but then, well. Somebody that they said I was impotent. So I was surprised, but I couldn't believe it, whatever it is. So, well.
It makes you cry. I mean, you've got tears in your eyes. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, I tried to move on. I tried to move on, but as I said, I want to thank them personally. And there's one more than a brother or a father. I think, as I said, 4 years has been calling. I don't know how much money he has spent, using credit. He's from Tamale. His name is Ahmed. Every day he called me to know that I'm okay. He got to a time I nearly committed suicide. And the other option is, I don't know how to call it, maybe Antoine, I don't know how to call it. Yeah. To make sure to clear my name, because I think that was the only option I have. And my lawyers as well. I want to thank them for 4 years being with me. I mean, Kizito, Bewe and Iris, I'm sure some lawyers will not have time for you. And we did not miss a day in court. And I think finally, as I said, I'm happy. I'm a happy man, because what I went through, it got to a time. I think the judge who gave the final ruling was the 3rd judge in the case. The first judge that I did not want to mention name, without any evidence, threw me from my own house. I should use 1 hour, not taking anything to leave my own house. I went to rent a hotel for about a month. And then, as I said, the Rueda convinced me to come and stay with them. So I was with her in their house for about 6 months before I rent a house. When she was pregnant, I think 2 months before she delivered, I decided to go and rent a house because I don't think it's appropriate for her to deliver in that. So I rent a house for 4 years now. So finally, I'm getting my house back, and I'm most grateful. But as I said...
But how about the children, the 3 children you thought were yours? How have they coped with all of this?
To be honest with you, see, they are kids, they are innocent. I don't have anything against these kids, to be honest with you, they are innocent. The first one, well, I may not know the father, which I think is difficult. I think maybe the pregnancy was something that brought into the marriage. I did not know the father. The second and third, yes, I don't know them by face, but I know the name. You see, I came to this world nothing, I'll go with nothing. All this that we are fighting over, for me, it's nothing. As I said, because things that I know, or things that I have, if I said I want to play it, people will be shocked in Ghana. But as I said, I thank God for giving me that strength and energy to be able to cope with all that I've been through. As I said, 4 years, God has blessed me with 2 kids. Maybe 4 years back, I should have been buried and gone. So in a way, I thank God for giving me that strength to be able to cope with all this. And it's an experience that I wish any man wouldn't go through. I know these things are there, but then it's very difficult to come by. So the only advice I can give is any man, I think they should put everything in hospital. As soon as you deliver, they should make sure they conduct DNA, they do that test to make sure that, yes, it's yours. Before growing up with somebody for 21 good years, at the end of the day, finding out they are not yours. I did not have good education. I never sat in class. I don't know, when you were mentioning about this kind of schools.
At this school and co.
I was just sitting there laughing. I did not have opportunity to go to school. So I decided to give these kids, a better education. They went to Ghana International, Christian High, and all that.
Very
painful.
Very expensive school.
Yeah.
Okay, but you still talk to them? You're still a father to them? You don't?
No, it's from advice, not to do that because, well, it may likely, maybe I may say something that they can use against me in court. Well, now the case is over. Yeah. So since the case started, I have never seen them. I have never spoken to them.
You don't miss them?
Oh, of course, I do. But, well, what can I say? The situation that has happened, nothing I can do. I have to avoid.
How old is the youngest?
I think she's 10 now.
So how is she coping? She's very young.
Well, as I said, yes, they are really innocent. And to be honest, I don't want to talk about it because it brings me back so much memories, and it has happened. Okay. I just want to move on.
All right. Now, when this case came up 4 years ago, and throughout the period, there were so many stories. The one, of course, that you would find most painful would be the issue of you being impotent. But it turns out you are not impotent. Now you have 2 very wonderful kids. I met your little one last year with Rueda, beautiful baby girl, Black Beauty. Now, the issue of your wife supposedly being promiscuous, how did you take it?
Well, as I said, you see, and
there were suggestions that some of them were your friends.
That's what I said. You see, maybe somebody close to me will know the kind of person I am. I have so many evidence, as I said, recording people that...
Of your friends?
Oh, I won't say friends, but evidence that shows it clear that this what the people are saying is true. But you see, if I've made a mistake to rush or pretending that I want to be a man, I'm sure I would have lost so many things. But being a fool, being a stupid, taking my time, as I said, these two decisions that I wanted to take with the help of Rueda and my best friend Ahmed in Tamale, I did not take those decisions. And you see, it hurts that it's not because of anything. It's just because I couldn't afford to pay a school fees that maybe is too much for me at that time. Maybe a child is going to UK, you know, and the school fees were about £26,000 or whatever, and I thought I've invested all my money, I can't afford it, and there were three, I can't start this and then this. Yes. So I took a decision for her to go to school here, which is a good school that I looked for, Asashi, which was not even...
University is a very good university.
And that's what brought all this, that, well, if I can't, then what can I give? She wants to live. It's not that something big, like, I don't know, that's what I was saying.
So she wanted the first child to go to the university in the UK.
That's it.
And you decided against it because it was expensive. So you chose Ashesi University, which is a brilliant university, one of the best universities in Ghana, if not the best at the moment.
That's what brought all this. And then, well, she stood and then said, what can I give her? But she wants to leave the marriage. And I said, well, I can't stand here and say A, B, C, D, but let your lawyers write. So when a week later, I received a letter, and then we met. The tension was high. And then the lawyer said we should go home. And then we come back a week later. So my lawyer advised me to leave the house, to be honest, because anything could have happened. As I said, maybe provocation would have allowed me to do certain things. So I left. I went to Red Hotel for about, as I said, a month or so. So the following week when we met, all this time I did not know the kids were not my own. The second time I decided, no, I still want to be in the marriage upon all those things that I've heard. And she said no, she don't want to be in the marriage, but a friend of mine have told her that because of property, that's why I'm doing that.
Because of your property, you don't want to give her anything.
That's it. That's why I don't want to leave the marriage. So, well, after I said, yes, I want to be in the marriage. So the lawyers met, and then they said I should settle her, and then we go away. So that's why, that's when I decided to offer her, I mean, yes, the dummy house and the car that she was using, and even a land at Ajingano and money, and she refused. And as I said, at the end of the day, it has come back to the same thing. But for me, yes, I've lost some properties that, well, for me, I don't really worry about it. But I think the punish that I've been through was so painful that maybe she should have faced a real punishment, maybe compensate me or so, because as I said, the school that these children went, and for 21 good years, I don't know. And all over in Europe that I've played football, I've been with these kids, playing fair, hospital bay, and all that. Now all has gone. I've not received any. There's no way I will benefit from all those things. But, well, this is life. As I said, I thank God I'm alive, because I nearly do something, well, not use that word stupid, just to hang myself or...
because it was too much for you to handle.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, because I wanted to clear my name. I mean, going to shrine or maybe Antoine was to sacrifice myself. And maybe herself and her family. If true, I've said that, yes, I was impotent, this thing should have done, then all over the world will know. But I thank God, as I said, I have good people beside me, advise me not to do that. It should have been a bad thing, because I've already done all the underground work to do that.
Right. But you are a happy man now, aren't you?
Oh, I'm more than happy. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, you know. My kids.
That's Rueda, by the way, on your screen. She's brought so much joy into your life. Rueda is a great person. She's a personal friend. Great woman. Great woman.
Yes, I think these two kids are making me forget all the pains. When I see them, when I hold them, yeah, these are mine. But can I afford to pay the kind of money I pay for those that I lost?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, that's it. I'm so sorry. But
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm sure now. As I said, I have my own house back, my sweat. Yes, hopefully I can move in with my new family. My school have been given back to me.
Glow lamp.
Yes. And then my academy as well. As I said, I'm a new person now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. By the way, that's your academy, I think, on the screen. Odartey's Academy in Cape Coast. That's where he spends most of his time these days, nurturing young talents to give back. He calls it giving back to society, and why not? Far away there are the boys in the academy, and there are clubs in Ghana who have benefited from this immense contribution he's put in here in Ghana. So God bless you, Odartey Lamptey, Ni Odartey Lamptey. And for your friends, I mean, you've got friends who still play, who are not playing, who have retired. What were they telling you? Are they in touch?
Well, let me say a big thank you to Ghanaians. I was surprised after the ruling, the kind of support that I have.
It was all over on social media.
I mean, the calls that I even put my phone off.
Because there were too many calls.
Too much. And I decided not to talk, maybe. If it's not you, to be honest with you, I decided not to talk. Because it's past and gone. I'm moving on. And, well, you see, when you get to this stage, or when it gets to marriage, it's difficult to really advise. Sometimes you may not know until, some people can hide their character until they are dead. And I just also want to thank God that I did not receive this bad news or when I'm like 50 or 60.
Yeah.
That would have been an even heartbroken because, well, I'm okay. I'm 43. I can still move on, have kids.
Yeah. Are you going to have more?
Well, we are trying. Ru want a boy, so...
Oh, she wants a boy.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a third one coming.
Hopefully.
Wonderful. That's really wonderful. So what do you say to men, footballers, young footballers like you? I mean, you met your ex-wife when you were playing, or is it before you started playing?
No. When I was playing, I met her. Actually, I came to Ghana to play a match, and then she was with friends. Actually, she approached me. I mean, she called me. When I was driving, I brought my new car in Ghana. That was Silica by then. And I was known all over. That was somewhere 93. And I started making money somewhere 99. I went to Europe 89. So I was already a star. So, and then somewhere 94, she visited me in Holland. And then when he came back, she said she was pregnant. So I decided my parents should go and ask her hand in marriage. My mom was against it, to be honest with you.
Do you understand her now?
I wish she was alive. Lucky Dube sang some song. What is the name? Mama. And it typical goes to me. Well, at that time, yes, as I said, maybe I was in love. So there's nothing that would have stopped me. But I did what I was supposed to do as a marriage, as a husband. I did not molest anybody. I feed anybody. I give them the best that I could. Yes, I've lost it. I mean, it happened in life. Somebody can buy a Ferrari today, the next day, crash it. Yeah. A lot of money. Somebody can build a mansion, the next day, bend down. So I take it in good faith.
Okay,
yeah.
So what would be your advice to footballers of this generation? Because, I mean, the lifestyle is the same. I mean, you talk about the car you were driving at the time, the Silica, you were popular. The ladies
Maserati and all that.
Maserati, you had a Maserati. The ladies were throwing themselves at you, and it hasn't changed. What would be your advice?
Nana, it's difficult. As I say, it's difficult. But the only thing I would say that make sure you choose the right one, which is very, very difficult to know. It will be very, very difficult to know that this is the right man until maybe something has happened.
Yes.
You know, and then advice from mother or parents, they have seen it before. So when they tell you, I'm sure you should listen. You should give it a second thought. And I'm sure that is the best advice I can give. I think, as I said, what I went through, I thank God sitting here talking. You know, it's painful for you to be...
Were you able to come out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you...
I mean, throughout that period, I used to see you.
Yeah. And business, I mean, working was keeping me, you know, busy. I was just going Cape Coast, driving up and down. People were wondering, this guy, how can he drive up and down?
Did you at any point feel, when people were gathered talking, did you think they were talking
some people will call me, arguing, and then they will call me, Ni, this is what they are saying, so many times.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as I said, the pains, I don't know it will go away now.
Have you forgiven her?
I mean, that one is past and gone. I've moved on.
Right.
I've moved on. That's why I said, well, even after the ruling, there was a decision that came up that maybe I should sue her for damages, you know, for fraud and all that, which, yes, I could have claimed whatever they have given to her, because I'm not going to use, mention a small money, because money that I've spent on them, is not, I know. But, well, let's hope and see. But I've moved on. I just thank God.
Okay, so so you feel that this issue has made you a better person now?
Well, better person, I was.
Yes.
But then maybe stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, stronger. Maybe there are certain things maybe before, by then I couldn't cope, but now I will cope. I can cope with all situations. Yeah, maybe by then. But better person, no.
You've always been a great
yes,
person.
because I think this is what I heard also from the interview that I made, or from the investigation, that she painted me black to have a way. Well, I don't take care of the kids. I don't take care of the house. I don't pay school fees.
You?
Well, as I said, the information that I gather, if I can give you maybe 2 hours, 30 minutes, you open your mouth. You
I'd love to listen.
No. I've listened several times.
You still listen?
Well, I listen to pick up things, but now, as I said,
it's unnecessary now.
Yeah. People will call me, I've seen this. I said, nah, this is no more necessary now. I've moved on with my life. And if today, living this set, I die, I thank God I've made it in life.
That won't happen.
Yeah.
And so if you meet her in the next few days, what would you say to her?
Well, there's only one thing I would like to know, because you see, in marriage, I know people go into marriage and maybe when you are not taking care of them, maybe having children outside, not taking care of her, and they decided to do this against you. So what
but you didn't do anything like
that's why I said that one thing that I would love maybe, or to have the answer is, why do I deserve that? Or what did I do to deserve this? That's the only thing maybe, but then we should all move on in our life. It's simple as that.
That's nice. I'm happy for you, Odartey Lamptey.
Thank you.
I'm really happy. You are a strong man.
Thanks. As I said, well, to be a strong man also, you should have somebody. So I don't know how to say. Yeah. I don't know how to, because even with all this, you know, she has stood by me and made sure I come out victorious. I mean, I don't know. And the one in Tamale, as I said,
they are met gentlemen.
Yes, there's no day he won't call me to know I'm okay where I am.
Did you know him already?
From nowhere. He just heard the news And then he find my number and then start calling me. So he came here, I met him, we spoke. Since then, every day he will call.
For 4 years?
Yes, every day. As I said, the decision that I took to go to Kumasi, I have done everything. These are the people who stopped me. I shouldn't do it. I mean, Rueda's mother got to a time and said that, listen, give her the house and move on with your life. I said, no, that was my sweat. There's no way I would do that. And well, finally, as I said, the house that I was sacked without any evidence that I came to the house with a petrol to kill them or to burn my house. I was sacked. They gave me only 1 hour to pack my things and leave the house.
From the house you built?
That's it. And I did that. I mean, I did not take anything. I just took my flask and I called one of my driver to come and, you know, pick one of my other car. And then I left the house. Since then, I've never stepped. But don't forget, even the ruling that the 2 judges gave, the appeal court threw all this away. So I should have gone back to my house. But I decided not to, because if something happened, it would have gone against me. So I decided to stay out. As I said, I've rented a house for about 4 years now. The rent will go maybe at the end of this year and then see, hopefully.
So you go back to...
Well, I'm yet to decide. So many people are advising me what to do on that. So I'm yet to take a final decision on that.
Yeah. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm honestly very proud of you. I mean, it takes a strong person, a very tough person, to survive this.
I know. As I said, maybe there are certain things that I know people that have come to my office with this same issue, half stroke. You know, oh yeah, maybe end up even running away from the woman and all that. They ask me, how do I survive? How do I cope? I tell them, listen, it's you. I know the decision that I wanted to take. I have people who stop me from doing that. But then it's you. Your work should be your first. I mean, without work, I'm sure maybe if I did not have things to do, I'm sure, yes, maybe I should have done something different.
Okay. I'll just take some messages that are coming through for you. Alexander Roberts. Roberts or Roberts? Okay. He's my HR man. He says that Odartey is a great guy, and absolutely, you are a great guy. So, Alex, that's your message for him. Richie Rissell says, I'm touched by Odartey's story. He's really a strong man, extremely happy for him. Rightly so. Odartey Lamptey cries on Cheers with Nanaba. Well, that's a story from E! Online. I knew they'll be picking all of that up. Anyway, James says, I can't watch enough again. This is so sad what his wife put him through. And he says, fear woman. That's not true. When that happened to him, he still had a woman. There was a woman who stood by him. So you can't say fear woman. That's not a very nice thing to say. Kwabena says, a very emotional new Odartey Lamptey on GH1 TV. Way back in SHS, I saw Odartey Lamptey and greeted him 3 times. I didn't even bother to look at him. I can now understand. That's from Emmanuel Agodo. I'm watching Cheers, Odartey Lamptey. May Allah see you through. James says the story is sad, but you're taking it well. Thank God it's all over. Odartey is a free man and also a father now. Richard says, sorry, Mr. Odartey Lamptey. Dimay says, if only the right means... Okay, I don't understand your message there. Okay, so... Bernard says, Mr. Odartey Lamptey, I'm very happy for you. Ghanaians will always stand by you. You can tell that throughout this period, there was no single Ghanaian who even blamed you for what had happened. You're a strong man and we will always love you. All right. Jenny the Greater says, Mr. Odartey Lamptey, may God be with you. You've done what many people would not do. There are men who don't even take care of their own children, but you did for 3 who were not yours. All right, there are more messages here. My timeline is flooded with messages and my Twitter as well. All right, so at what point did you meet Rueda?
Well, I think I met when I started coming to your...
Yeah, my former place. Yes. Yeah, that's where you met Rueda.
Yeah, okay. So...
She was doing Ghana's Most Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, at that time, I started hearing so many things. Even my our master bedroom. I moved from there, out from there for about 4 years before the case even came. Oh yeah. That's why I say, it's so many things that I don't want to bring about. I have a lot, but when I met her, at that time also I was coaching Second 11 Wise. And then, well, I invited her, and then that's where everything started. We became good friends, and then it became strong when this issue came out. Okay. You know, I was even hiding something from you. She even, pregnant for the third one. So let's hope it's a boy.
Oh, so you're expecting a boy? Maybe.
Hopefully.
I'll be praying for you. Oh, yeah. That's great.
So that's how I met her. When
so you're going to have a third?
Well, I have to do it quick because, well, age is not on my side.
Yeah.
And then, well, I would like to see my children grow, give them better education. I think it's very important because I think the best gift you can give your child is to give he or she a better education. That's why I decided
Absolutely. Thank you for emphasizing that.
That's why I decided to set up, the school, because I went through hell not knowing what to read, what to write. Agent cheated me. I was just playing football. Yes, I was just playing football for fun. So the experience that I went through, that's why I decided, to set up the education, because I think it's the best gift. That's how I met Rueda, and she has been a pillar. I think so. And even now, I remember when the ruling came out, and I called her and I said, well, this is what has happened. She said, let it go. And that's what. And when I was going to court, my small one, Malika, said, Daddy, good luck. And then I went to court. So, well, it's painful, but then I'm sure with these people around me, and Rueda, her mother, her parents, and Hamed make me forget so many things, And I'm very happy. And my lawyers, to be honest with you, I don't know, because for 4 good years, no. Yes, I've paid money, but the love they show to handle this case, I don't know. Because I remember the day that they said I should leave my house, I saw the face of my lawyer, Kizito. His face changed. And he asked me, can you use 1 hour? Do you need a police? I said, no. I'll handle it. And I thank them for the support they give me.
So if any of these 3 kids who you found out later were not yours gets in touch with you, would you be welcoming?
Yes. As I said, I don't have anything against them.
But are you still interested in their development? Not to spend money on them though, but are you still interested in what they become, what they're up to?
Well, I may say yes, of course. I may say yes. Somebody that you've been with for 20 good years, there's no way of course, you may have some feelings with it. But it's difficult. As I said, I may not know their father by faith, but I know the name. That's what is hurting.
So did you suspect? No, not at all. But when you found out that these were their fathers, what did you say to yourself?
What as I said?
Are they people you don't know them by face, but you had heard of them? Are they popular people that we all know?
That's why you see, you can multiply 1 + 1, you get 2. So I try to sit down and reflect years back what is happening, and then I got to know that, okay, this is the reason why, blah, blah, blah. But yes, as I said, if I said I want to sue, I may even ask for DNA from them to make sure I'll drag them to court. But you see, no, I don't want to go into that. Yeah. I don't want to go into that. It has happened. Yes, I still have the love for the kids. You may not know what will happen tomorrow. Maybe if meeting or helping in a way that I can, of course, okay. I will do.
I just got this one from Apefa in Fujo. She's the programs manager for GH1, and she says this is for Odartey. Psalm 35. His anger lasts only a moment, his goodness for a lifetime. Tears may flow in the night, but joy comes in the morning.
Amen.
This is absolutely true. Bless you, Apefa. Odartey Lamptey, Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and for the many Ghanaians who supported you, you don't know them, but on social media, on radio, everywhere, who support, what do you say to them?
I don't know. I don't know how to thank them. As I said, my phone was off. I mean, permanent people like Alhaji Jehola Alhaji has. I mean, it's unbelievable. I didn't know.
You didn't know you were this long?
No. I didn't know even the people were into the case like this. I know it's my small corner that I'm facing the kind of problem, but I know, men were fighting on my behalf. And I thank
women
God,
as well. Women were fighting.
Yes, and I thank God. Yes, I know some woman called me and he said, no, they met me actually in my village. And what they told me was, they thanked me for being a patient. They are women. And they thanked me for being that patient that I am. And today I've come out successful. And I thank them very much. I may not know all of them, but I thank them. I thank them for their support and their prayers. May God richly bless them.
Will you write a book?
Nanaba, it's like you know me already.
Well, I've known you for a long time, so.
Actually, even not me. I had a publisher call me from Holland, which he called me Thursday. He has interviewed me, and then he's starting
the book.
The book.
It will be a bestseller.
Well, you see, the problem is, well, not African, but Ghana per se, is how many people really read book.
Well, that is why I have a project called Raising Readers. We are reading.
So, well, it's good. So, I mean, somebody has started.
That's
so
fantastic.
Let's hope
That is fantastic. It's a book I will pay money to read, to buy and read. Thank you so much.
All right, Nano, any and someone ewo ebusia for mesro so do adwenture be comment section ho. Obe subscribe to One Ghana TV na obe like your videos. Esika 4 gentleman capsules eye drobia eye memedro bema onumbia obetime gina wona so na wabo adwuma obeye bema mu enti bomoden ne kope bi enum me ba chaw anti capsules ye ma ede wo ba bia bosome so tim so ba bi yo de wo ye bia wontumi nye eba de sa eya pa enti bomoden ne kope anti capsules ne bi enum na emma yaw no to atwa no na esesese wa himfi ho ame ho aye krogen se abrewa virgin no me ba cho so wo UK now pese wo order bi say sika 4 gentleman capsules no say anti-AC capsules no me pa cho bomoden ne ko amazon.co.uk obenye bi a order wo ho me ba cho o outside UK so a obetimi afa number na egu screen na se ne sanso na wo Ghana so a Ghana number na egu no obetimi afa na wa frena na o makasa na bibia aye boko tap send aye mobile money app. You send sika from Europe to Ghana. Me bacha wo Canada or America. Na pesa wo send sika eba Ghana. Woni how. De wo hia ne se wo be download tap send e wo phone so. Na wo download a odru ba bia e be busa promo code. E abomode na bo 1 Ghana she ho. Tap send for say. Ye busa promo code na bo 1 Ghana she ho na wo Canada or America. O man kasa becha $10 free. Sanso na wo Europe £5 and na say €5 ye de chew. Ebusia wo pewe na wo pedien tap send papa no but modern na download bi na ebeboa. Social media baby Instagram, TikTok me patcho edi amede wo ho eye ama pokuya memne daba.
Me didi ya nyantechwa emre bia am disika be free Europe akoma ebusuafo wo Ghana no. Me use tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast. And sounds so ye free. Won't ya she? Me discover ye mapim. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app no. Ewo mobile phone so free. Na first ka komo abusuafo wo Ghana afa na nyina. Tap send. Papa no.